Hey guys, so today I'm showing you all how I prepared these delicious honey lemon pepper fried Cornish hen. So the Cornish hens are fried until they're nice and crispy and fully cooked. And of course it's honey lemon pepper flavored. It's so good, it's so flavorful. So let's get started with the recipe. Alright guys, so I'm only making one fried Cornish hen today because I was only making this for me. So what you want to do is wash your chicken really well, wash the Cornish hen really well, and then I use paper towel to pat dry the chicken to remove the water on it. Okay, next in a separate bowl I mixed a little bit of seasonings together. So I mixed lemon pepper seasoning, paprika seasoning, the Kitchen Craze all-purpose seasoning blend, which is so good. It's my favorite new seasoning. I use it on almost anything. And then of course I added salt and black pepper and mix it together in a small bowl, and this is what I'm gonna use to season the Cornish hen. So next what I did was I used my hands to kind of lift up the skin from the Cornish hen so that I can season on top of the breast of the chicken. Alright, and then I started seasoning it. So I seasoned on top of the chicken breast with the seasoning blends I mixed together, and then I cut my chicken in half. So you could fry the chicken whole if you'd like, but midway I decided to stop and slice it in half like you see me doing here using a butcher's knife, because I want to fry the inside of the chicken really dry as well. Okay, you don't have to cut it, you could just season it really well and fry it whole, then chop it after, but the inside wouldn't be as crispy as it would be if you cut it in half. So I decided this time to cut it in half, and I'm just perfectly seasoning the inside and the outside of the Cornish hen on both sides. So after you've perfectly seasoned the chicken, you're gonna get ready to fry it. Also, I forgot to mention, what I did was before I added the seasoning on the Cornish hen, I lightly rubbed the Cornish hen with a little bit of oil. You can use olive oil or like vegetable oil. That'll help the seasonings to stick really well on top of the chicken. Okay guys, so after you finish seasoning the chicken really well and making sure you rub every corner and every crease, you can cover down the Cornish hens and let them marinate for about 1 hour. But I didn't even do that today and they came out perfect. So what you want to do is, next I'm going to get a Ziploc bag and I'm going to place some flour in the Ziploc bag, and then I'm going to take my Cornish hen pieces and place them in the Ziploc bag, and what I'm gonna do is fully coat the Cornish hen in the flour. Okay, so just shake it in the Ziploc bag and then it's gonna be fully dredged, and then you can remove it, set it aside, and do the other pieces. So next I'm getting my frying pan and I'm placing it over medium heat, and then I'm gonna add in some oil that I'm going to use to fry up the Cornish hen. So you want to add a good bit of oil in there so that the oil is at least halfway up to the Cornish hens, if not all the way up. Okay, so once the oil gets nice and hot, you're going to take the pieces of Cornish hen and just place it into the hot oil, and then you're going to let it fry for about 5 to 8 minutes on each side until it's nice and golden brown and the Cornish hen is fully cooked. Okay, so you want to fry it on the first side for about 5 to 8 minutes and then flip it to the other side. You could always turn your heat down to medium low heat so that the chicken can take its time and fry if it's burning. Okay, and once the Cornish hen is fully cooked, you guys, that is how you fry it. If you chose to not cut the Cornish hens and fry them whole, it's the same procedure. Just turn on your heat a little bit to like medium to medium low heat and let the chicken take its time and fry. These Cornish hens, they're very small. I promise you it's gonna be fully cooked. Okay, so yeah, if you guys would like, I have another recipe up on my YouTube channel me frying Cornish hens and making spicy Cajun fried Cornish hens, and that recipe is just as good as this one. So if you'd like to check it out, I'll link it somewhere in this video for you guys, and I'll link it in the description box, okay? And in that recipe I actually fried the chicken whole and then I cut it after, so you can see the difference. Alright, so once you finish frying up the chicken, you can remove it from the oil and place it on a plate lined with paper towels so that it can soak up the extra oil. And while the Cornish hens is on the paper towel on the plate, I'm gonna make a drizzle for on top of the chicken. Okay, so I melted some butter in a bowl, and to the melted butter I'm adding in some lemon pepper seasoning, and I'm also gonna add in some dried parsley flakes. I'm also gonna add in some honey, and then you're just gonna use a spoon to give all of those ingredients a mix together until it's well combined. Okay, and here I'm making a large amount of the sauce for on top of the Cornish hens because I was also working on some chicken wings using this same recipe. Alright, so I made a little bit extra. So yeah, you guys, just give that a good mix, and then all that's left to do is to coat the fried Cornish hens with that yummy lemon pepper butter sauce. Okay, so before I show you guys me coating it, I'm gonna show you real quick how I made my rice and peas that came out so good, which I paired with the Cornish hens today. Okay, so in a hot pot I added a little bit of oil, and once the pot was nice and hot over medium heat, I'm gonna add in some diced onions and jalapeno peppers that I chopped up for this recipe, and also I minced a few cloves of garlic. So usually I don't use jalapeno in my rice, but I wanted to switch up the recipe a little bit today, so I decided to add some diced jalapeno. Okay, so yeah, I diced that up and I added it into the pot with the oil, and I let that saute and cook for about 3 minutes until it was slightly caramelized and softened. Next, I'm gonna add into that my white rice, my red kidney beans. Alright, today I'm using red kidney beans. Usually I use pigeon peas when making rice and peas because that's how I grew up making rice and peas. Where I'm from, we usually use pigeon peas. Alright, we don't really use beans that much, but yes, sometimes I use red kidney beans. So either one works totally fine. So today that's what I'm using. And I mixed that with the rest of the ingredients in the pot, and I let it cook for about 1 to 2 minutes just so that the rice can coat in the oil. Alright, next I'm adding in some green seasoning mix. If you don't have green seasoning, you can use sofrito. A green seasoning, I have a recipe on my channel on how to make it. I'll list it down below for you guys, or you can buy it in the Caribbean section of your grocery store already made. And next I added in some Knorrs chicken bouillon powder. This makes the rice taste so good. You guys have to give it a try, okay? And lastly, I added in some salt. So give all of that a good mix, and once you mix the seasonings into the rice, I'm gonna add in my liquid. So I'm adding in some coconut milk and a little bit of water. So usually when I'm cooking my rice, my ratio for cooking rice is usually for every 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of liquid. If you do 2 cups of rice, then you should add 4 cups of liquid. Once you get that recipe down packed, then you can adjust the amount of liquid you use and like lessen it a little to perfect your rice the way you like it. Alright, so for me, I usually do for 1 cup of rice, I usually do about 1.5 to 1 3/4 cups of liquid, depending on what rice I'm cooking. Alright, so to start, you guys just do 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of liquid. I promise you, you'd have some good rice. So after you add in the liquid, give it a good stir, and then you're gonna let it come to a boil. So once the rice starts bubbling, then you're gonna cover the pot and turn the heat down to the lowest settings. Alright, and you're gonna let the rice take its time and cook until all the liquid has absorbed and the rice is just perfectly cooked and tastes amazing. So set that aside, and let's finish up our honey lemon pepper fried Cornish hens. By the way, the honey lemon pepper fried Cornish hens is a great recipe to use for fried chicken wings as well. All right, so you can make some yummy honey lemon pepper chicken wings. All right, so just an idea for you guys. All right, so now I'm taking my fried Cornish hen and I'm placing it on a plate, and I'm just gonna drizzle the lemon pepper sauce we made with the butter all over on top of the fried Cornish hens on both sides. Okay, so you want it to be fully coated in that honey lemon pepper sauce, and that's it, you guys. I like to drizzle mine on the Cornish hens, but you could also put it in a large bowl and shake it if you'd like, if that'll be easier for you. And that is it for this recipe today, you guys. Honey lemon pepper fried Cornish hen. It was so flavorful, seriously. The inside of the chicken was just it was just not a dry part, and it completely flavored. So yeah, that's it for this recipe, you guys. And I paired it with my yummy rice and peas, and also some steamed broccoli. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you give it a try. If you do, let me know in the comments down below how it turned out. If you enjoy watching my videos, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see my upcoming videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.